Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kennedy. Thanks for stopping by. So today I'm just going to share with you guys some of my favorite alternative options to higher calorie foods. And what I mean by alternative options is that these foods are either lower in calorie or they're the same amount of calorie but more protein packed, so they make you feel fuller. So these are just things that work for me. You know, what I like and what I see as an adequate replacement for my favorite foods might not work for you. But if you're not able to take any specific suggestions from this video, I hope that it can at least get, the wheels turning in your head so that way you can come up with your own replacements that'll work best for you. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So my first recommendation is those low carb tortilla wraps that you can pretty much get at any grocery store now. The brand that I like in particular is called Extreme Wellness. These are like legitimately really good, and I'll use them to make wraps instead of making sandwiches with like the 140 calories for the 2 slices of bread. I'll throw some ham, salami, cheese, stuff it full of spinach, whatever dressing I want, and roll it up, and it's super delicious. It's about 50 calories and I think 5 grams of protein. And sometimes I crave bread specifically, but legitimately these are good options that I actually crave more than I crave regular bread sometimes. So check those out. There's lots of different brands out there for everyone. The next thing that I recommend is yogurt-based dressings instead of ranch. So I'm from Texas, and ranch is like a part of my everyday life. I literally put ranch on everything. It's hard to find replacements for this, but I finally found one, and I actually discovered this because I believe one of my past roommates used to buy it and let me try some, and I fell in love with it. It's super good. It's the Bolthouse Farm cilantro avocado dressing. And they have tons of other flavors, but this is the one that I personally like. I'm not a huge fan of the other flavors, even the ranch one. But it's only 40 calories for 2 tablespoons, and it's even a gram of protein. So you're getting that delicious creaminess that you get from ranch, and you get some flavor with it, but it's just not that exact ranch flavor. I think that it's really good. Try it out. If you don't like the flavor I recommend, the cilantro avocado, there's tons of other flavors, tons of other brands out there. There's probably a flavor out there for you. The next thing is specific to my peeps out there who have air fryers. If you don't have an air fryer and you're able to get one, please invest in one. They have changed the weight loss game for me. But having air fried, fresh cut potatoes instead of deep fried French fries. So I love French fries, but obviously fries aren't the most filling thing in the world, and they're pretty high calorie when they're actually deep fried. So what I'll do is, what's up, Lux? Dude, he always makes a surprise appearance. Look at you. So I'll cut up potatoes, toss them in some olive oil, and throw seasoning salt or garlic salt or whatever I'm craving that day. Throw them in the air fryer, I think at like 350 for 10 minutes, somewhere around there. But they taste really, really good. Obviously, it's not gonna have that same delicious greasiness that, McDonald's French fries might have, but it's a really good lower calorie option, significantly lower calorie option, and you can eat a lot more of them. I can have an entire freaking basket of these air fried fries for the same amount of calories that I would probably a smaller medium French fry from McDonald's. And you can do this with a ton of other veggies too. I've done it with carrots, sweet potatoes. It's really good. So highly recommend trying that out. The next thing is having homemade coffee instead of Starbucks or other coffee shop coffee. So if you're an avid coffee drinker like me and drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day, what you put in your coffee really, really matters, because those calories can add up really quick. So if you're going to Starbucks every single day, 2 to 3 times a day, and getting your coffee fixed that way, that can add up to a lot. So instead of doing that, you can make your coffee at home and actually have a lot more control over what goes into it and still make it almost just as delicious. Cater it to whatever your preferences and needs are, and it'll not only save you money, but it'll save you calories. Sometimes you get the craving for one of those Starbucks type drinks and there's nothing else that'll satisfy, and if you got that, you go girl, you go get that coffee. But I'm just saying, more coffees than not, try to make them at home, and I think you'll really see a difference in terms of your calorie intake from that. Next thing is something that's definitely a fad right now, but dude, they're so good. Protein pancakes instead of regular pancakes. I don't even like regular pancakes that much. I love the flavor of regular pancakes, but I hate that I eat them and I don't feel full in any way whatsoever, and I feel like I still need to eat a whole nother meal after. But the beauty of protein pancakes is I'm honestly technically not sure if they're any lower calorie than regular pancakes. Depending on the brand, it's usually, 190 to 220 calories per serving, but you're getting 14 grams of protein around there. So you're not only emotionally satisfied by the pancake, but you're physically satisfied because it's filling from the protein. And so I think that's why it's a really good option when you have a sweet tooth, but you don't want to consume, 600 calories from pancakes that day. There's a lot of different brands I like. I like the Kodiak brand, I believe it's called. You can get it at any grocery store. Then there's like I think it's like the knockoff brand at Aldi. That's also really, really good. I like the oat-based one. And what I'll do is I'll throw a little bit of white chocolate chips into it, fry it up, and then I'll just put like butter on top. And dude, it's so good. It doesn't even need syrup, I don't think. So yeah, definitely try those out. That's a really good dessert option too if you want to like try to get in some protein at the end of the day and also satisfy some like sweet cravings. It's pretty delicious. Next is another kind of fad going on right now, but chickpea pasta. And in particular, I really like the Banza brand. I've tried a couple others, like the one at Aldi. It's all right, but something about this Banza brand, they are doing chickpea pasta right, because it genuinely doesn't taste that much different than regular pasta to me. The only issue that I have is I've had trouble making like cream-based sauces with this pasta because I find that the chickpea pasta can get a little bit mushier more easily, and there's something about cream-based sauces that just doesn't work as well with it. At least not that I've been able to figure out. But if you do red sauce with it, I find that, I can't tell the difference between the chickpea pasta and regular pasta. It's super good, and it's 190 calories with 12 grams of protein. So this is one where I don't know if it's even that much less than regular pasta calories wise, but it has almost double the amount of protein in it. So it's gonna make you feel fuller just from the pasta. If I have two 2-ounce servings of this pasta, that's 380 calories and I think like 24 grams of protein or something. And that's without adding a meat sauce or anything like that, which I usually do. So I'm gonna be really full and satisfied. So it's a really good option, especially if you're a carb lover like me. And by the way, I'm mentioning a lot of carbs throughout this. Carbs are not the enemy, okay? I eat carbs all day long, all day, every day, okay? I'm losing weight and I'm able to eat as many carbs as I want to. I promise you, you can eat carbs. I think you just have to be more mindful about the fact that foods that consist of a lot of carbs aren't always as filling as, say, foods with a lot of protein, so we tend to eat more carbs because they don't fill us up as much. So you just have to be mindful about carbs, but you can absolutely incorporate them into your diet and still lose weight. So just something to keep in mind. The next is like definitely a personal thing. I don't know if this is gonna be a good replacement for anyone but me. But I usually have to have a dessert every night. I will eat Uncrustables, the little PB&Js, remember from your childhood? Yeah, those things, freaking delicious. I love them. I will eat those instead of ice cream. I used to eat ice cream every night. Not every night, but every once in a while. But it kind of got old and I just was like, okay, I'll try these Uncrustables instead. And now that's my dessert. Like I genuinely crave these more than ice cream, and I think one reason why is because they actually fill me up more than ice cream does. My boyfriend doesn't like them. He thinks they're disgusting, and he's obviously just incorrect. And that just goes to show that, everyone's different. Obviously, peanut butter and jelly isn't going to replace ice cream for a lot of different people, but there's different foods that seem completely irrelevant that can still work as good replacements to the foods that you love. So just something to keep in mind when thinking of, your own replacements for foods. Okay, my next recommendation is those low carb flatbread wrap things. I don't know what to call them. I use these to make pizzas. It's like super thin crust pizza, obviously, but you get the flatbread, you throw some marinara sauce on it, whatever toppings you want, cheese, pepperoni, just load it up with whatever you want. Throw it in the oven. I can't tell you a precise temperature and all that because my oven freaking sucks. So I literally just have to check it every 2 minutes. There's not like a specific temp and time that works for it. But anyway, it just creates this really good, like very thin crust pizza. And I'll eat this instead of eating frozen pizzas like DiGiorno's because it curbs that same craving. I don't think it tastes that much different. It's just a thinner crust. Especially if you load it up with a lot of toppings, it's gonna be the same as the toppings that they put on the frozen pizzas. So yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend trying that next time you have a craving for a frozen pizza. Just make one of these little homemade flatbread ones instead. Oh, and by the way, I think they're usually about 100 calories. They have a pretty good amount of protein. But yeah, there's lots of different brands out there. I've tried a couple and they all seem to work the same. My next recommendation is just the Morningstar brand in general is awesome, but the Morningstar Original Grillers veggie patties specifically. These are like magic. I don't know what they did, but to me, these legitimately taste like meat. And I'm not vegetarian, but I do eat a lot of vegetarian-based stuff just because I think it's easier to cook. And I don't know what it is, but these like specifically taste like meatballs to me. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. Please let me know in the comments if you do. Obviously, it's not gonna be the same exact thing as a fat, juicy cheeseburger, okay? But you can dress it up the same way as a cheeseburger and it's gonna be significantly less calories and, you know, a good amount of protein, not as much protein. So each patty is 130 calories for, I believe it's 16 grams of protein. Like, it's a pretty good amount of protein. And it's not gonna taste the exact same, but it's pretty dang close that, like, I don't mind eating that over a cheeseburger sometimes. But when I do get, like, a very intense craving for a cheeseburger, I will get that damn cheeseburger, okay? Don't you worry about that. And also, like I said, the whole Morningstar brand is awesome. They also have, like, these really good spicy black bean patties if you're not really into that, like, meat replacement type stuff. These are, like, legitimately just, like, black beans and corn and stuff, and those are really good as well. All right, and then the last one might be a little weird, but I love me some liquid egg whites. That sounds so disgusting, but like legitimately these have saved my life because, okay, one serving is 25 calories with 5 grams of protein. So usually when I eat them, I'll have 4 servings. So it's 100 calories for 20 grams of protein, which is literally insane. I don't know how they fit that much protein into such little calories, but they're really good. So I'll eat these almost every day for, you know, breakfast or lunch, but I'll make them in different ways. So, you know, I'm not just like eating super boring every day. So some days I'll just stay simple and, you know, saute up some onions, throw the egg in there, a slice of cheese on top, and then I'll have like some slices of avocado and tomato on the side or whatever. Other days I'll make like actual breakfast burritos out of them. So I'll get those low carb tortillas that I was talking about earlier, throw the egg white in there, some cheese, turkey bacon, regular bacon, ham, whatever I have on hand. And I'll turn the oven on broil and throw the burritos in there for just, you know, a minute on each side. Perfectly crisp them up and it's a really good meal. There's a lot of different things you can do with eggs. Eggs are so versatile. And you know, this isn't to say if you like regular eggs more, just eat the regular eggs. Like, I think it's only like 45 calories less than a regular egg. It's really not that big of a difference. But if you do really like the taste of these liquid egg whites, then it is definitely a good alternative option where you can just like easily save a little bit of calories rather than having a regular egg. All right, and then the last one I'm gonna talk about is kind of an honorable mention because I personally, I don't know how I feel about it, but I know a lot of people out there love this stuff. So it's that PB2 powdered peanut butter. Super weird concept, right? I was confused by it at first. What it is it's powdered peanut butter and you literally just take a couple scoops out, mix it in some water, and it creates that creamy consistency like regular peanut butter. However, I don't think that it tastes the same as regular peanut butter. It's good, it's just not, there's something about it that just, there's a weird aftertaste. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't taste the same to me. But for 2 tablespoons, it's only like 60 calories and 6 grams of protein or something like that, which is significantly less than regular peanut butter, which is like 180 to 190 calories per 2 tablespoons. And so, you know, there's some dishes that I eat that I like to put peanut butter in that I really can't tell the difference if it's powdered or not. So like oatmeal, for example. But in other cases, like I love bananas with peanut butter, but using it with the PB2 powder, it is not the same. So I don't know, but a lot of people like it. So I just thought I'd mention it in case, you know, you might be one of those people. It's a little expensive, but it lasts you a long time. It's worth a try. With that, that is the end of the video, my friends. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you watching and I'll see y'all later. Bye.